So here's my number one reason for stepping into the network marketing industry. What I did not know, and I want you to go ahead and not only check these statistics that mean so much to the small business owner, but I also want you to go ahead and Google search me as well, okay? You'll see that I have a great report around the world. I'm serious about helping people and building businesses, and I have always approached network marketing from a business perspective. So this made a lot of sense to me, right? So here we are in the network marketing industry, and we see that it makes a little over $187 billion a year. But what my friends didn't know, and what you probably don't know, is that it makes more money than the NFL. Here we see the NFL brings in $9.5 billion. The music industry brings in $15 billion a year. The video gaming brings in $76 billion a year. The movie industry brings in $88 billion a year. Natural foods is the highest at $90 billion a year. And here we are, network marketing, the thing that most of our friends have been laughing at for so many years, brings in $187 billion a year globally. Okay? So from an industry perspective, that made a lot of sense to me as somebody who loves business. Here's my second reason. In my classes with Robert Kiyosaki, we studied the financial giants. We studied guys like Warren Buffett and Richard Branson and Donald Trump and people that were the movers and the shakers of business and what made them tick, why they had so much success, and what did they learn that most of us had never learned before, right? And so when I started to do the research on the network marketing industry, this was my second reason. These are some of the financial giants, right? So when I found out that Warren Buffett had 9 network marketing companies, it brought a lot of credibility to the network marketing industry to me. Richard Branson, I had read so many, of his books, and he has over 300 companies. And if you don't know who Richard Branson is, right? He owns Virgin Atlantic, right? Airways. He owns Virgin Cosmetics, which is a network marketing company. He owns so many. He's a multi-billionaire. And here we see Warren Buffett. He's like the 5th wealthiest man in the world, involved in network marketing. Time Warner had one, Citibank had one, Donald Trump had one. So here we see, again, a second reason for why I should be looking at this industry instead of laughing at it. Okay, here's my number 3 reason, okay? And this made a world of difference to me as well, because I discovered that we were about to enter a $1 trillion a year wellness boom, okay? And it was being driven by the baby boomers. So here in the United States, we have 83 million baby boomers, and we have 1 billion of them worldwide. Who are they? They were all of the babies that were born between 1946 and 1964, okay? During that time, there were more schools that were built than any other time in history because there were so many of these children, right? They had an incredible impact on the real estate boom in the 1970s. Greatest real estate boom in history in the United States. And then we see shortly after that, we see one of the greatest real estate crashes in history, and that is around, mid-80s to early 90s. We saw one of the greatest real estate crashes in history. And the reason we saw both the success and the failure is because they became first-time home buyers in the 1970s. But then in the mid-80s and 90s, they simply settled in and stopped purchasing, and the market crashed. And now we see them, and all they want to do is look better, feel better. They want to get off their meds, and that is what has been driving this $1 trillion a year wellness boom, okay? So when I look at this, and I see between 83 million and 1 billion people going through the banisters of time, I like to say it like this. It's like watching a basketball go through a garden hose. Here it is. I want you to listen to me now. It becomes predictable. It's a predictable market. And so my question became, geez, what would I do if I knew what over 1 billion people wanted to buy? Okay? You know that you always got to be in front of a trend. The trend is your friend, okay? And so I learned that from Kiyosaki. I tasted it in real estate, and then I crushed it in network marketing because of this trend right here, and that which is reason number 3. Okay, here's where I want to tell you why it works. I want to tell you that in the first 6 months when I stepped into network marketing, I remember I made my first $106 check in the first 3 days, right? And I was so excited to make that little $106 check, right? They gave it to me on our Visa cards, right? They would just deposit our commissions. We would get an email that says, "Congratulations, you've got money." And you'd think I made $1 million just because of that 106, right? But the reason why I was so excited about it is because I thought, oh my gosh, I actually got paid. Like, this is amazing, right? And people were looking at me going like, it's only $106. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I got it now. Like, I got it. And I literally became like a crazy person. And I had 2 messages. You can build a multi-million-dollar business with no trucks, no inventory, no warehouses, and no employees. And that was huge to me. The second thing is it was mostly residual income. A positive cash flow, $6,300 my first month in the business. And I had a much higher perception than anybody else that I was running with in that company. That was my very first network marketing company. Ended up doing almost $1.5 million a year in income by going Black Diamond in that company. But the reason why I had success is exactly why are the exact reasons and for why I got involved that I'm showing you here, and then I'm going to show you many other things along the way. But this was 6 months into it. I still didn't know, like, why does it work? If this stuff is so good in the industry, then why don't they just put it on a shelf? And 6 months into it, I finally found the answer, and it's helped me ever since. And here's why. If you have a $100 item, it doesn't matter whether it's $1 or $100 or $500, it doesn't matter. If you have a $100 item, it's going to cost you 10 to 20% to manufacture it, right? And it's going to cost you 80% in distributor cost, in distribution costs, right? So 10 to 20 to manufacture and 80 to distribute. And in that 80, it's made up of advertisement, TV ads, magazine ads, social media ads on different platforms, trucks, shipping, okay? And so this is traditional business here, right? And here is the solution of MLM. And I was really, really pleased when I found this answer. The MLM solution is, yes, we've still never been able to change the manufacturing costs, are still 10 to 20%. But look what happens here in the distribution. So in MLM, what happens is they say, we're going to give you 50% of the total company revenue, okay? And instead of us going out and having to pay for ads and magazines and doing all of that, you're going to do this through word of mouth. Imagine how much money companies save by you being the teller, right? If you think about the movie industry, I mean, they spend millions and millions of dollars just to get that trailer out, to drive people commercials, to drive you to see that movie. And if on the opening day, if there isn't a buzz about how amazing that company is, it begins to fall to the ground, okay? They need the power of your words, the power of you saying, oh my gosh, I saw the very best movie ever, right? And so what they do is they give you 50% of the payout because of word of mouth, and it's built on relationships. So you imagine how much money these companies save with you doing all of the advertising through what? Sampling, your testimonies, the incomes that you're making, all of that. And to be able to do that from your home in a home-based business is staggering. And so here you have a multi-million-dollar business, a multi-million-dollar home-based business without warehouses, okay, without trucks, very little inventory, and with no employees. Now, if I could just park on that point for a second. If you're a small business owner and you have employees, right, and I come and I show you how you can make, you know, I don't know, as large of a business as you want, okay? For me, my buddy had a multi-million-dollar business, and so when I stepped into it, I thought if he can do it, I can do it, okay? And the fact that he did it without any employees, without any trucks, without any large amounts of inventory, without any warehouses, no workman's comp issues, no liability issues, all of the things that slowed me down in business, and he was able to tap into a system, right, that was already waiting for him in a network marketing company. That was huge to me, because I want you to remember something. People can make money, but systems create wealth, okay? And that's going to resonate with you as I begin to go further and further. So here we go. These are all wins. I haven't even got to the meat of this yet, and you can already see from an industry perspective why it works, right? And when I set out talking to everybody, because I was like, oh my gosh, doesn't everybody want to know how to build a business with no employees? My perception was so much higher from a business perspective. And when they said, oh no, I think these things are like pyramids, I was like, are you kidding me here? Like if you think it's a pyramid, okay, why don't we do this? I'll tell you, my pyramid is better than yours, okay? It's way better than yours, okay? So let's just compare pyramids. And I go, can you make more money than your boss? And they go, no, I cannot. Okay. Well, I passed up 82,000 people in Mona V that were higher than me, making more money than me. I passed them up in rank and in income. So I was able to make more money than the people that got me involved, right? Thousands, tens of thousands of them, okay? How often do you get paid when you're working or when you're not working, right? Or both, right? Well, I get paid only when I'm working. Okay, well, I get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? Because somewhere somebody's either purchasing some of my products, or they're building a business, or they're helping somebody to build a business. And so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'm getting paid, not just when I work, which was like I used to have as a small business owner. If I didn't work, I didn't get paid, right? And I find people doing that same thing. So then I would ask them, when's the last time you took a vacation? They go, oh, I took a vacation about 6 months ago. Okay, all right, well, I can take a vacation whenever I want, because I began to build a business that brings in residual income, passive income, that finds me every single week, but it comes in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So my time freedom is way different than yours, okay? I can build my business from my house, not have to leave anything, and especially through social media and the way I teach today, I don't have to leave at all, right? So I get paid 24 hours a day, and I can take a vacation whenever I want, okay? So let me just ask you, whose pyramid is better, mine or yours? And they're like, yours is way better than mine, right? And so I thought I would, because most people are visually dominant, I figured I would just show you the difference between a corporate payout versus Vasayo payout, okay? So here you have the corporate pyramid, and I was the type of person that was very, very visual. You could tell me something many times, but once I saw it, I got it, right? So here you see the corporate pyramid, and I want you to understand something here, okay? A pyramid just means strength. Our government is on a pyramid. All corporations are on a pyramid. Churches are on a pyramid, right? And corporate pyramids don't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean they're shady. It means this is structure, okay? So you look at the corporate pyramid here, and you have the CEO at the top, vice president here, senior management, middle management, lower management, and then you have all the part-time and full-time employees here. And I'd go to that same person and go, okay, so where are you here? Are you a manager? And they're like, no, I'm down here. And I go, okay, can you make more money than this manager? And they go, no, absolutely not. Can this manager make more money than this manager? And they go, no, absolutely not. Okay, so, and you're never going to pass up the vice president and the CEO. It's just never going to happen, okay? So this is what the world calls popular, the corporate pyramid, right? And then you come over here and you look at Vasayo, and this is called a binary, right? Where you build a left team and a right team. L for left, R for right, okay? So let's just say that this is me here. And I enroll somebody in the left and I enroll somebody in the right, okay? I teach them to do the same. Okay? And the person I put here, they start enrolling, and then they get down to somebody named Sue. Okay? Sue comes in here, and she ends up building a big business, right? And she has a well-balanced team, right? You can see Sue has more people in her left leg than I have in my left leg, and in her right leg. Okay? So on Friday, when they pay me $500, and on Friday when they pay Sue, they're paying Sue $2,500. Right? And I look at this and I go, okay, wait a second. I'm above Sue. Why in the world is she able to make more money than me? Right? And you know what this is called? Actually, this is called fair. Being fair, right? Because if we were over here and I was above Sue, who would make more money? I would. Okay? Over here, Sue can come in with her influence, her business acumen, her popularity, her word, the speed of trust. She can bring in all of everything that is her authenticity, her sincerity, and all of that. And she can be She could literally be thousands of levels below me and end up making way more money than me, and that would never happen in the corporate pyramid. So I want to say to you, you got to lose the whole thing that says these things are pyramids, okay? Because this is what a pyramid is. And it doesn't mean it's bad, but this is where you're stuck. This is 40 years, 40 hours a week for 40 years, and at retirement, you're lucky to have a $40 gold watch. Over here, you have caps to how much you can make. You have salary caps, and your commissions are very little. You get paid only one way, maybe two ways here, okay? Over here in Vasayo, you get paid 10 ways. Is 10 ways of pay better than one way? Absolutely. So these things made sense to me from a business perspective. So this is called the cash flow quadrant, okay? Every one of you guys earn income in either the E, the S, the B, or the I quadrant, or maybe you dabble in some of it, okay? So E stands for employee, okay? If you're an employee, then you pay up to, depending on what your salary is, you pay up to 50% in taxes, okay? Which I think is a shame, because the employees are really the hardest working people in the world, especially, you know, those A students, right? They're going after the best, most high paying job that they could possibly find, right? And then when they start making really good money, half of it gets taken away, right? So here, this E is for employee. S is for small business owner, okay? And this is where I was stuck. Okay? Because if you're a small business owner, then the business owns you like it owned me. Now, not all of you that are small business owners have that problem, but the majority of them do. Okay? Because we can't delegate responsibility, because nobody takes care of the customers that we do, right? That we would. And we could never leave and go on vacation for 30 days or longer. If you're a small business owner and you're sitting out there right now, I want you to ask this question. Can you leave your business for 30 days or longer? Probably not. You're probably laughing right now, okay? And the reason being is that you don't have a system. You are the system. And so I found, it was very interesting, that people that went and got professional educations, like doctors and attorneys, right? And you see people like that, dentists and all of that, they were small business owners too. Here they have so many accolades and respect and titles and all of that, and they go to school for 10 years so they can have a high-paying business, and they end up getting stuck because they don't have a system. Remember, people make money, systems create wealth. So what happens is you just basically own a job, okay? So this was my pain point. Okay, and I knew that small business owners had a pain point too, okay? Okay, now if you're a big business owner, right? A big business owner, this is where the richest people in the world live. This is where the Warren Buffetts of the world live, the Oprah Winfreys, the Richard Bransons and all of that. This is the toughest place in the world to live, in the world of business, because this is where the sharks swim, right? This is where their attorneys are pushing you around. They're trying to put you out of business. They're making up stories about how you were sued and this and that and all of this stuff. They want to do everything they can to put you out of business. This is very, very tough to be, because you have to be mentally tough and emotionally tough and financially tough. You have to be strong. Okay, but the trouble here is that it costs $25 million in startup costs to live here. That's $5 million a year for 5 straight years. And if you make too many mistakes, it's like the Gong Show, like you're out. Okay, and you got to start all over again. So only about 5% of the world even live here. Okay, and so then you have I for investor. Okay, so basically an investor has money that works harder than they do. And if you're an investor, it doesn't mean you're doing it part-time. It means you're doing it full-time. It means your money is working harder than you, okay? So now that I've explained the quadrants, I want to show you the differences, okay? So Kiyosaki looks at the people on the left, which was me, which was always myself, as this is the poor way of earning income, because you're trading hours for dollars, okay? So maybe this will speak to you, because if you're trading hours for dollars, really what you're really into is security, right? Go to school, get good grades, get a good job with benefits, and you get stuck in that rat race, okay? And so you're security minded. But the problem with security is the more security that you have, the more security that you need, the less freedom you have, right? So if you look on this side, this is the rich side, right? the poor people are driven by the poor way of thinking, not poor people, but poor way of thinking is security driven. Over here on this side, financial freedom, right? Security, financial freedom, okay? These people are driven by the power of their dreams, right? All of us as small business owners, if we could, we would love to live here, okay? Forbes qualifies the big business owner as somebody who has 500 employees or more. So if you have less than that, Forbes looks at you as you don't really quite have a big business, okay? So what I found that was very interesting was, another thing was, if you're on the E and S side, your worst nightmare is to lose your job, okay? Over here on the B and I side, your worst nightmare is to have to go get a job, right? Because you are used to systems, right? If you look at the big business owner, they hire presidents to run their companies. They have systems in place and management teams in place, right? A small business owner can't leave their business for longer than 30 days, right? They're lucky if they could ever do that. This person over here, they could leave their business for a year or longer, and the chances are when they come back, their businesses are larger than when they left and more profitable than when they left, okay? And so when I stepped into network marketing, I thought, you know what? I got it. Like, I can show people how I've been able to go from the S quadrant to the B quadrant, right? And it didn't cost me $25 million in startup costs. It cost me about $1,500, okay? Traditionally, it costs about $500 to $1,500. But I knew that if you want to build a real business, you need about $1,500. And I came in with that. And guess what? I didn't end up with 500 employees. Right? I ended up with 47,000 CEOs in my downline, right? Much easier to manage because they bring their dreams to the table. They bring in their business acumen, right? They run their businesses. They make their own schedule. They want to learn. They're optimistic. They're positive, right? I mean, if you have 500 employees, that's like an absolute adult daycare center, okay? So this is so much easier to manage when you step through it through network marketing. And we all agree that this is the most difficult jump in your financial career if you want real financial freedom by tapping into a system. As an employee, you can do the very same thing. Are you willing to learn? Do you want to build a home-based business? Do you want to build a business without any employees? Are you tired of workman's comp issues? Are you tired of paying such high employee tax? By being a small business owner, step into this world and I'll show you how you will literally go over here being a W-2 owner to a 1099 owner, and now your bills aren't bills, they're expenses. That's a whole different teaching, business school. Okay, so here we are. This is Vasayo. And these are considered the 5 pillars of Vasayo, right? And this is why, now I want to stop you for a second because I want to park for a second, and that is, Vasayo is literally exploding right now, you guys, all right? In this industry of $187 billion a year, there's a few companies that are being talked about, but right now, not only are we just the new kid on the block, we are explosive, right? I mean, I don't have the exact numbers, but I would say that we very easily did 3 to 5 million in our first month of Vasayo. We launched January 3rd, okay? And by the way, I already have people on my team that have made anywhere from $200 to $35,000, right? From January 3rd to now. So do the math. That's just a little over a month, okay? And so this is why I spend so much time with my team helping them to understand, because I want them to have success, right? It's my name that's attached to it. It's your name that's attached to it. You have dreams. You want to be able to take your life back, but you've been waiting for somebody to teach you for so long. This is the perfect way for me to be able to pour into people and show them how to step by step begin to live off of residual income, because wealth is measured in time, not money. How much free time do you have? Okay? How much free time do you have? Some people have money and no time, small business owners pretty much. Some people have a whole lot of time and no money, but what if you had both? What if you had both time and money? What would your life look like? See, this is the stuff that sets me on fire for why I do what I do. I love people. I feel like I was in a pressure pot for so many years, and I waited for somebody to teach me, and they finally came along, and it changed my whole life, right? Where are all the mentors of business? Do you have one? Do you have a plan B right now that's a development program that's developing the millionaire on the inside of you? I mean, Kiyosaki used to say that the definition of a poor person is somebody who makes $25,000 a year or less, and the definition of a rich person is somebody who makes $1 million or more a year. But the question isn't whether you're doing that right now. The question is, are you a part of a development program that's developing and pulling the millionaire out of you, or the six-figure earner out of you? Are you involved in a development program on the side that's teaching you how to take your life back, right? That's Vasayo. So I've taken all of my teaching through Overcome Nation, and I've pointed it at Vasayo, and I teach my team through Vasayo. I bet on them to do everything that I share with them to do, and they bet on themselves to go out and build a business. I don't get paid at the door. In fact, I don't get paid unless they get paid, okay? And that's fair. So here we go. So Vasayo, number one pillar is we have world-class leadership. Dallin Larson has literally built 2 different companies and taken them to $1 billion in sales, and he's going to do it again, okay? So from a business perspective, even if I had never been in network marketing before, and somebody told me that there's a guy that's built 2 other companies and he's taken them to $1 billion in sales and he's about to do it again, I'd be like, I'm going. I want to talk to him. Right? Because chances are he's going to do it a 3rd time, okay? So that's one of the main reasons why I'm here, why so many people have gravitated to Vasayo, and why we're growing exponentially in an explosive way, okay? 2, we have disruptive science and products, okay? This is what I know about business, okay? And when it comes to business in this industry, this is what I've learned, is that your product has to be very unique. It also has to be highly consumable, right? So it has to be unique, and we'll show you why it's unique through liposome technology, right? And the ability for your body to absorb it within an hour, 80 to 100% absorption within an hour, okay? There's hardly any products in the world out there like that. So it's very unique. Highly consumable. You got to go to the bottom of a box or bottom of a bottle, and then what happens? You need more. So it's highly consumable. That's where the residual income comes in, because people are repeat ordering, right? An initial effort, listen to me, an initial effort brings in multiple commissions, multiple sales, okay? And that's called leverage, and that's another thing I'll teach you at business school, okay? And an expanding market, we just covered it. The expanding market, who is it? The expanding market is wellness, right? You have all those baby boomers, right? And then you have the younger generations that are used to systems and online stuff, and they don't want to work. They want home-based businesses. So you have an expanding market here, okay? Remember, what would you do if you knew what over 1 billion people wanted to buy, okay? That's what we have, a basketball going through a garden hose. The timing is right because we're a new company. For a new company to have leadership like this, with experience like this, with disruptive products like this, unique, highly consumable, and expanding market, the timing is perfect, okay? So this is not a business that you want to go, I think I'm going to wait a year. No, you don't want to do that, because everybody's starting to talk about Vasayo right now. They all want to know the mystery of how we're doing it, how we'll be able to produce checks that are so high within the first month. They all want to know, okay? And for me, I'm going to park there and say, I teach people real business acumen. I teach them to respect the trade, to be a professional network marketer, not to do rah-rah, right? I don't talk about top spots. I don't talk about, oh, you got to get in now, you got to get in now, even though I'm talking about timing right now. Because if I sold you only on that, then it would just be rah-rah. What I teach is for you to really grow and to be authentic and sincere, not to change. Don't put your salesperson's hat on. Be the same person that your friends love and trust you for, right? And the only difference is I'm going to take you from chapter 1 in your business understanding to chapter 2 to chapter 3 to chapter 4. And believe me, you're not going to be so intimidated to talk to people when you get down to chapter 4 and 5 and 6 in your development. Right now you're like, oh, I'm afraid, I don't know who I would talk to. But right now, see, you're thinking, you're intimidated because you don't know anything. But that's what Overcome Nation is all about. Teaching you to be able to go, how do I talk to a doctor? How do I talk to a small business owner? How do I talk to an accountant? How do I talk to full-time employees and part-time employees, right? We have scripts and all of that. That's cool, but I want you to be able to have a conversation with them and find their pain point and see what they need, and you can take that conversation in any way because you own the philosophy behind it. Does that make sense? We have a generous reward program. I would say our reward program is easily in the top one. If you were to rank it, number 1, 2, or 3, I would say our compensation plan is easily one of the number 1 categories in the entire industry. And when you dig into it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And a proven system. Proven systems are the most important. 10 ways of pay, right? 10 ways of pay are better than one, okay? How many ways do you get paid in your current job right now? Probably 1 or 2, okay? We have retail sales, right, from your site. You get a site when you get involved. You have your own website. Product introduction bonus, power of 3, team commissions, check match, leadership bonuses, rank advancement bonuses, free vacations, multiple business centers. If you come in on the Founders Pack, you're going to get 2% total company revenue in that pool, right? You're going to get shares in this 2% pool for the Founders Pack, but that's only for the first 7,500 people that purchase this pack. After they're gone, they're gone. I think there's still some left, but I'm not sure. You'll have to check. But this is the pack that you definitely want to purchase, right? Because this is the one that will give you the 2% pool, and you got to get to the rank of gold, and we help you to get there, and it's at the bottom of the comp plan, not the top. I've never seen that before in a network marketing company. They normally give 2% to the ones that are already making the millions, not at the bottom of the compensation plan. So ask the person that brought you to this event about the 2% pool in the Founders Pack. So when you get in, right, there's a one-time fee because you're going to purchase. It's $49, right? It's a one-time kit. It's an intro pack, and it looks like this when it shows up at your doorstep, right? It looks like this. It has tools and stuff in it, but you're going to get an app in your phone. You can run your entire business from your phone. Video campaigns, when you send it to somebody, go, hey, I just got involved in this business. Check out these products, right? This is what I'm doing. You just text it to them, or you can email it to them any way that you want. You can share it on social media. And as soon as they open it and watch it, it'll tell you when they opened it, how many seconds they watched it, and you can quickly call them and go, hey, I just saw that you watched the video. What did you think? Other ways. Okay? Basically, what I shared here today, do you think you can get 2 people in your Vasayo business in 30 days? Just 2, right? Yes or yes? Absolutely yes. I know that you can. I could do it. I did it. You can do it, okay? So let's just say that those 2 people do half as well as you do, okay? And they go get 1 person a piece every 30 days. 1 person a piece every 30 days, okay? This is what happens. 2 goes to 4 in the 2nd month. 3rd month, you have 8. 4th month, 16. 32, 64, 128, 256. In 9 months, you have 512 people in your Vasayo business, right? Just 9 months, with 1 person getting 1 person apiece every 30 days, okay? Not a week, not a day, right? Just a month. This is called Metcalfe's Law. It's the law of exponential growth. And I can tell you that when I first stepped into network marketing, I couldn't imagine having 500 people in my business in 9 months. By the time I had 18,300 people in 9 months, okay? Because I didn't want to go slow. I wanted to go fast. I wanted to take my life back very, very quickly. So the last thing I'm going to say, show you here on this board. I put this together because I want people to really, really understand the law of exponential growth, okay? And what that means is this. Some people, I'm just going to really stretch it now. Let's just say that you are not a person that talks to anyone, right? And you're just like a recluse. You're like, I don't know anyone, right? But you think that you can at least put 5 people, because you're a recluse, you can put 5 people in your business in 1 year, okay? 5 people in 1 year, okay? Now, it's pretty common that recluses normally know other recluses, okay? So I want to show you what that would look like over the course of 5 years if you had people that said, I just want to build really, really slow, okay? But my people are loyal. My people can see the opportunity. They don't quit. They want to build a business, but they don't know a lot of people. So let's just say that you only brought in 5 people in 1 year, okay? So here it is, recluse, okay? So 5 people in 1 year, okay. Now, 240 PV and CV each month. What that means is, remember I said 80 points or greater, right, in order to get paid every single week in Vasayo, right? you're going to, and once you have customers, it's going to be very easy for you to get customers. So at each person being worth about 240 points each month, okay? Your upline, I mean, the person that invited you will show you what this means, so don't be confused. So each person is worth about 240 points per month, okay? So in your first year, year one, you put 5 people in, okay? In your second year, those 5 went out and got 5, okay? I'm only doing this by 5. All the recluses are only getting 5 people a year, okay? So those 5 get 5. Now you have, in your second year, you have 25 people, right? All worth 240 points. In your third year, you have 125 people. In your fourth year, you have 625. And in your fifth year, you have 3,125 people, okay? In your Vasayo business. 5 years, each one of them worth 240 points. What that means is, in your left team and your right team, right, you have 1,562 people in your left leg. You have 1,562 people in your right leg, right? And if you take 240 points, right, times each person, you have 375,000 points a month going through this business, through this side, and you have 375,000 points a month going through this business, right? Together, that's like 750,000 points a month, right? This is after you've been in it for 5, only getting 5 a year and them doing the same, okay? So in Vasayo, we get paid for cycles, and in cycles, that means whenever 240 points finds 480 points, let's just say there's 240 points here and 480 points here, right? Whenever those find each other, it cycles and it pays you $25 over and over and over again every single time that happens. And that doesn't max out until you're doing 1,100 cycles a week. That's the $27,500 a week, right? So, and that's just one of the ways you're getting paid after building a large business, okay? There are 9 other ways that overlap all of those, okay? So again, I'm going to ask you, how many ways do you get paid in your current job, okay? 10 is better than 1 or 2, okay? So here you are, and if this happened here, you see that in year 5, you are cycling 1,041 cycles a month, okay? That would pay you $26,041 a month. That's $312,500 a year, okay? Keep following me now. Now I just go, well, let's just say that we all know most people quit on themselves. We all know that most people don't do what they say they're going to do. And let's just say that 50% of them quit. You still make $156,000 at least plus a year. Let's just say that 75% of them quit. Okay? Because people don't do what they say they're going to do. That's still $78,125 a year. And after all, you only put in 5 people, right? And this is residual income. This is money that finds you. What would you do with an extra $80,000 a year that found you residually passive income? Okay? So this is what I want to say to sum this up, right? Would it be worth it for you to make a $10,000 investment to make anywhere from $78,000 to $300,000 a year? Is it worth a $10,000 investment? And let's just say, let's make it even better. That $10,000 investment is over the course of 5 years. You only spent about $250 a month. So $250 a month for about 5 years is around $10,000 that you spent in order to have a residual income that looks like this. And after all, you only put 5 people in. That's phenomenal. So even if you're a recluse, you can see why Vasayo is the right vehicle for wealth creation, and this is why I'm so passionate about people. So here's my number